Okay, kept getting carried away to do this. Well, other than calling off the host. Well, calling it. I've watched the end of Oak Street yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday, finally seen the end of Oak Street. One dinosaur movies owned by Warner Bros. Has been in production for years. I can share that. I first found it by Evolution Square when it was previously named Flowerville Street before it got renamed to the end of Oak Street. I mentioned that from my queue, and before it got delayed, and find more from YouTubers Swerve, and yeah, all of how this year did follow Swerve in Jurassic Evolution Square. That guy over the end of Oak Street, I did follow this. Yeah, all the YouTubers I do view. So yeah, even the announcement when it got me named from Flowerville Street to the end of Oak Street, I would find the news from Swerve. Uh, and yeah, and catch a mind danger will, but check it out too, and find that Pink King. Check it out and watch Emily Stead's paleo our thoughts on the Oak Street other than do a drawing of the Allosaurus. And yeah, as we know with the Allosaurus itself, I know, we'll mention around and call it off. It does resemble Jurassic World Allosaurus, I know. Oh, the way the Oak Street Allosaurus resembles Jurassic World Allosaurus plus better than Spikes we already know is Allosaurus, which realistically wins. So yeah. Yeah, what's this Allosaurus? And yeah, and still with the involvement being the hero of the Spinosaurus at the end of Oak Street, hey, featuring a Spinosaurus, and this is something. This is a plushie I got from the Pro Museum. Yeah, pretty sure 2024. I got this from the Pro Museum. Yeah, man. Yeah, features better sauropod. So Elias, or if you want to call those made, they're pods, and yeah. So it is about a family in a neighborhood who got transported to the past all the way to the Mesozoic. So yeah, a family set to survive the world of dinosaurs, or so. Yeah, and likely the main antagonist of the movie are just the dinosaurs, without going over who or which one of an antagonist is. Since the Oak Tree itself being the PG-13 territory, like we have with the Jurassic Park the World movie and Call Off 65. I can even pull around Primitive 4. Yeah, I watched that movie too, and the other mentioned movies, and of course with Primitive 4 being 18 plus slash rated R. Well, I'm already passing that. You already know by now, coming to 18 plus. And still, we enjoy 65. May pull around the mix and call off the rest of the world and park over dinosaurs to check around and yeah, name any other dinosaur media you know on me by now. The end of Oak Tree, a dinosaur movie we've been waiting for years, with this movie. And so yeah, so right here, definitely doing a point. As kept getting carried through today, a spoiler talk for the end of Oak Street. He can so pull around this Allosaurus since Oak Tree features an Allosaurus. Yeah, and as we know in this movie, no T-Rex got features other than Call of a Tiny Tail Boa got getting featured. If that one, look, I albino listen or call it Loot 66. So, Toby. So yeah, the movie takes place in 1982 by being mentioned by somebody else here in the movie. So yeah, again, it was a peaceful day in the neighborhood where we had really themselves a peaceful day in their neighborhood. So as we know, with the family themselves, we have Greg, we have Denise, Andre, and Ryan, and him along with a dog they named Starbuck, have a name after a coffee shop restaurant. I know those around. So yeah, show them in a peaceful day having fun, what's being out in their neighborhood, and yeah, and call off with Denise coming by one of her neighbors to check in, had a chit chat with, and call off one kind of star already is having one early Mississippi plan already been brought to the present to start with. Yeah, nobody knew what it is, so just make a snapshot and find ideas later. And we have months where Greg brings the families and everybody bringing them pizza for dinner, having a child down. Then show off overnight was one kind of like flicker out with Starbucks nose in it, and him my Brian, which was Brian who was nosing Starbucks barking over something was one strange like they didn't knew, and nobody knew who until one morning found in their neighbor's yard a pile of dinosaur poop that got transported to the present. Yeah, let's call that reference who was Jurassic Park. Yeah, one scene from Jurassic Park. That's one big pile of shit. Yeah, call that 2-star what gets brought over or from the Minnesota to the present. And yeah, with nobody knowing about the portals, and all with one of their neighbors threatened that dog Starbucks at their sneaking to their neighbor's yard. And so yeah, so get the fan, mind their own business, and call. Then he's come by the library, try and make up the idea about that plan. They have no idea, and find somebody else and make up an idea, likely one plan for the Mrs. So and as we know, just how it's impossible. And jump ahead one night again. This time, the portal himself was getting the whole neighborhood. The point where that one portal gets the whole neighborhood, then proceeded to transport it to the past. Entire neighborhood sent to the past. Family just no idea. Even took out their power supply and took out water supply. Hey, nothing to have. With no idea on trying to make a settlement in their neighborhood before going out for further investigation. One morning left and had to find out. Water supply was getting my had the fan just chow on cereal. Yeah, as getting my son. Power went out, so conserve what they have in their refrigerator. Yeah, might know why they had to go to it. If you want to keep something preserved in the refrigerator, and call off with a going out to the neighborhood. Of course, with Starbucks already running out, and try to search for him. Denise checked by her one neighbor to find out that her one neighbor she already checked before had been killed off all screen by one of those Featherciliosaurs, or if likely by coming in their house and find that woman's body, then find the footprint left behind, and one was already leaving behind one gun set of animals to take. Hey, Greg still searching out. And get that one scene he came by. Oh yeah, someone else's neighborhood where he finds trash being scattered by one dinosaur. But look at that shadow first. Again, one of those Featherciliosaurs. Quickly move away, quickly hide. Then the moment where he shows himself and gets chased and caught in the moment. As scene where he had the killer run through the neighborhood with the remaining people. Get the witness Ciliosaur themselves, including that one moment who gets pounced on by one. Then proceed to get to the house and their kids cookie get to the door, let them in, lock the door on behind them. Then get the family and go in their car, go out to the neighborhood and find out where they actually ended up. So back to the house, try to barricade every single window and door they can and find out their basement got flooded, nowhere else to go, nowhere else to go. Anything they can use around. Then in the living room, make the discussion that their neighborhood has been transported to the past, to the time of the dinosaurs, and find out who will they be facing off. Dinosaurs. Okay, as you can see with today, well, yeah, I kept getting carried away to do this. I'm like, why I had to go with Alien versus Predator to catch in mind. And yeah, so I want to talk for the end of Oak Street. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Call. Okay, let's call time. Call up the moment where the fan trying to have a nighttime settlement and where the one neighbor had sworn by pterosaurs. He tried to threaten those pterosaurs and knew that those pterosaurs already got the threat on where he got attacked by those pterosaurs. Yeah, pterosaurs. Then he tried to threaten pterosaurs and then they threatened back. Like, like, yeah, and called the fam, get the witness at their house. Let's get Shake, which turned out it was actually one of those sauropods rubbing themselves against, rubbing itself against their house like an attempt to scratch itself. And yeah, use a dinosaur trying to use a house for a body scratch. Just have it overlooked through a window before that sauropod gets to leave. Anyway, Brian and Simon to himself until he looked outside where he found Starbucks and yeah, revealed that call for this movie that Starbucks, the dog, survives this movie. Yeah, Brian found him and tried to go after him, which get Audrey just simply knows already, trying to go after him. And long before Denise and Greg noticed next and try to search for them. Yeah, Brian tried to search for Starbucks. One to three in the neighborhood, some on one pole where he stumbles on the Titanoboa and quickly try to move away, climb over one fence. That's one way to try to get out of reach of that Titanoboa. And Moira gets beaten up by one of his bullies before they try to stop him. Just let him live, but down. Audrey find him later on. And with Denise and Greg search by car until they just instead stumble on a group of giant turtles and trying to decide what to do. Even knew that honking could startle them, so just a safer option just try to drive around the giant turtles before they get found by the Spinosaurus. And yeah, it's called the moment where we get the Spinosaurus introduction. Spinosaurus. So yeah, so as we know, all the Spinosaurus does is push the car around, push them into the set on fire. Denise and Greg were able to escape the Spinosaurus. And to get in mind, back was Brian. Oh, they are finding each other, but they also find one lonely girl alone, where she was already being chased by one of those Leosaurs. And Brian already got a bow and arrow if he did try to shoot an arrow to that dinosaur before. Audrey, if sure. Think about the two siblings stabbing the Leosaur through the torso. Before able to get him off and try. No, how about with the lonely girl who was lost and alone? I thought she looked younger, but no, she wasn't. Just yeah, I was trying to reassess about the girl that the two siblings help out for a moment. So yeah, so I just revealed online about that girl's name, Janet. Or that wish. Trying to work on how to properly pronounce that. And yeah, after fighting each other, they came by herself for a settlement and Zeus and honestly help her out with the wounds she had until finally Denise and Greg finally found them and then introduced them to Janet, and they just decided to have her join them to help her survive. And yeah, whichever survivors you want to help in the progress. I'll go ahead and add in one thing with add in and had already a friendly reunion with a couple over here. One another call sent to get inside to hold up, do one investigate until where Denise and Greg find out what they just overheard was actually a mating progress of two sauropods. Yep, no dress, just two sauropods in a mating progress. Yes, yeah. In many cases, Greg and Denise decided put it in a picture with Denise taking the photo and Greg leaving one in the shot with the two speeding sauropods. And yeah, why not? I add that in where we can find many places that we get depictions of any dinosaur mating in progress. Yeah, and can you see? Walk out in the neighborhood, and definitely we'll get in my impact. Finding the point with the Allosaurus. Here's where that one moment where the Allosaurus, there's upon finding the main characters, just doesn't immediately charge, just hurts yet. Yeah. So one does then just walk over without any instant charging yet, until uh, until Brown look hold off and then the charge now. Out, out. Yeah, trying to get him catch up that. Yeah, trying to bring up that with the or this toy. There we get the call the chase sequence of the family against that better Allosaurus. Like, hey, Brad, going to one garage, trying to get out of reach of the Allosaurus. Push the car, trying to reach over, and then he will use one window for opening to escape. And then Allosaurus turn around, and then what he tries to do to the couple, trying to go around. One RV to reach over, but still changing attention, hauling off moments with the Allosaurus for Jills. Yeah, Allosaurus for Jill. Yeah, after and calling the way where Denise, firing him, and again, give him a change of attention, then try to chase him down into the patio. Of course, having one support being try to hold him off, and Denise try her best to keep away from him, and then one gunfire at his face until Greg had to run over his leg and let him turn over his face and let him drop. Yeah. Then called the moment where he tried to come over to Denise, but as we know with the so showing the trailers for the Allosaurus, grabbed by the leg, swinging around, and he's couldn't move over, but and then the Allosaurus just slams around with Greg having this leg bit it off. I was setting out the toy figure I have for the demonstration on Banning here. Yeah, pretty sure this and I bought since 2024 for sure. Just trying to catch him. Catch him mind. Yeah, again, back to the Allosaurus. Get grabbed by the legs, swung around, and then have a leg bitten off. Leg bitten off. Yes. Then the Allosaurus proceed to have him chow down alive. And yes, we get Greg not surviving the movie, and yes, Greg gets killed off by the Allosaurus. Now there's some gruesome territory with the dinosaurs, and you have Oak Street with the family just overlook even Audrey and Brad and Shannon already overlook, and Denise just walk away from the Allosaurus, and then just cut away where the family already cut away from the Allosaurus with the Allosaurus already had one kind of attention and had someone to chow down on. Yeah. Then let's cut back to the house where the family get back with a settlement. Then off guard, unnoticed, with the upstairs open window where the Titan boa snuck in. Yes, the Titan boa get to do a house break in, and just start unnoticed first, just slither through the hallway, slip by the three kids unnoticed, go all the way downstairs, until he ends up finding Denise still unnoticed with Brian be the one who gets to notice the Titan boa. Then the giant snake was about to strike at Denise unnoticed until Brian shot him with an arrow. Oh, there, Titan boa already gets instantly, instant reaction. Then try to locate locate the guilty organism, and then go back upstairs and try to go after Brian with the niece grabbing knife and stabbed the Titan Boy. The rest of the body still no reaction with the Titan Boy. Yes, the rest of him get to witness the snuck in Titan Boy. And it was the Titan Boy. All I tried to do was try to bang on Brian's sword, trying to catch him. And Denise repeatedly tried to stab the Titan Boy through the lower body from the tail until he finally leave the house. There, yep, Titan Boy doesn't eat any of the family members just after one attack, then leave. Yeah, family go come by the roof until they find another bright light where they finally locate another portal to try. Alright, so there. Get the family walk all over there. Again, show off moments with the Therosaurpods and call off one moment where one of the sauropods was chowing down ice cream from an ice cream truck, and yeah, I could catch mine earlier back with the family having me in their living room and with somebody. As Brian commenting about dinosaurs consuming milk whale, calling the money where you see it. One of those sauropods chowing down ice cream. Let's get in mind ice cream would contain cow milk already, so here's we can bring up that comment to that sauropod chowing on ice cream. Yeah, I can already get in mind about cases where there can be ingredients that can be bad with animals we know. Yeah, then cut to the mud where the fan finally arrives at the house where they found where that portal was. So find one open window behind where there's already been an attack off screen into one couple likely been attacked already. Other than show off one by and revealed some crocodilians who were there, and yeah, crocodilians at the house. And they were about to attack the fam, and want to catch them before they went upstairs and find the portal. Oh, and have Janet already try to jump through the portal herself, and call off the money where Brian was about to jump through the portal, but ended up missing and break his own leg. Heck, yeah. Once down with Starbucks finally reunited with family, find them try to attack one of the pterosaurs, then get dropped back to the ground. Then the fan quickly had to go back upstairs. Then call the moon with those crocodilians, and they were I done just had one stab with an arrow, then just wander off, and more surrounded them all angles until the owner of the house already with a gun, try shoot at them, saving their lives, then let them go, then be attacked. And there, Denise, Greg, Audrey, and Starbucks came back to the portal, then make a new retry. Then they're through the portal, back to their time where they just landed in someone else's pool. So one town they're having, and go ahead and reveal, the fam came back where they left 20 minutes earlier where they left also. He was trying to go after her family for a check-in, and Denise trying to make a phone call with a nearby phone booth with a cleaning gravy. One of those phone calls where Brad was coming over with a pizza delivery he ordered, and the fan just was Greg right there. Also trying to save some lives before the big event of the movie happens, and without Greg being attacked by an Allosaurus. And there. Finally, the point to show off the moment where the neighborhood got transported to past and swap out with a chunk of Minnesota behind. And there, dinosaurs already getting caught, gets shown to the public. And Greg calling off, is that a fucking dinosaur? And there, do it. And then we cut to 2 years later, with all information about the area already been investigated, and confirmation where there were dinosaurs that had been captured and some getting killed off, and the Denise already been reported as one witness survivor, and revealed that Denise decided to turn the story into a book herself. And there, the family having have a new peaceful life without the main event happening, nor or Greg getting killed off by an Allosaurus and Lois revealing the pictures she already taken to get to be framed up. And, and here, and there. The Nason family was a peaceful life and show off Janet. I might visit along with her parents coming over. And there. And a new fresh start after the face off with dinosaurs. Alright. And that's why I think of the movie. I definitely gotta enjoy this over dinosaurs, so let's give this movie a 8 out of 10. And simply over me being a dino nerd here. So so not like what we would have with the ending of with the topic of Jurassic World Dominion and what we would have in Jurassic World Rebirth and pull around primitive war, as we know, as primitive war is taking place during the Vietnam War, where dinosaurs got brought over from the past all the way to the Vietnam War. And here was the end of Oak Street taking place during the 1980s, with a neighborhood gets transported from the present to the past, as, as and reveal during that moment where that chunk of the Mississippi got brought over to the present. And yeah, call this movie we all been waiting for all these years, according to a few YouTubers. Even today, I did watch Pancakes on me. Later on, I will somehow watch Dino Guy and swears dots on the movie itself. So, yes, exactly. So now let's let's call it here. So make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and see you fellas later.